everyone. Welcome back to day 7 of Christmas in July 2025. My name is Chris O'Neill. I'm so glad you're here and I cannot wait to get started. Now yesterday we did a list on getting everything in order and what you want to make, and today we're going to talk about smart shopping because let's face it, it's expensive out there and costs of everything just seem to be going up, including fabric. So in this video I'm going to give you 5 of my favorite tips for shopping smart for holiday quilting and fabric stuff, things that we would use in our sewing room. Some may be repeats of things that you've heard before, but hopefully this is all new to you and some really good ideas to help you save money and to shop efficiently during the holiday season. Now the first tip is to have a plan, and that's something I've kind of been setting you up for this entire time. See, there's a method to my madness. As we start coming up with ideas and lists and looking at our fabric stash, that's going to help us going forward in purchasing things, if we need to purchase anything, that is. We know what colors we like because we looked at our stash, and if we don't have a big stash, that's okay. You know what colors you're drawn to, so you're going to stay in that color family. But knowing what you need and knowing what you can use and will use is important as we shop for things, especially now because the temptation is there. The sales are all over the place and you're starting to really see those holiday fabric lines come in. There's so many I want to. I'm trying to restrain myself because, as you know, I have a pretty decent stash of Christmas fabric. I do not need more. The next tip number 2, is to shop strategically. Look for things that are versatile, that's how you say that, right? I think so. Look for things that you can use all over the place, like neutral backgrounds or backings that are not necessarily Christmassy. Maybe you could get red or green or even black, which I know is controversial, but you could play with that and see what colors you could use on backings or even background fabrics that are going to be able to be used in other projects that maybe aren't holiday themed projects. Just because it's one less thing I really have to think about. Now quilting thread's a little bit different. You do want to have a color that you like and that is going to show up, but anything that's hidden, you can stick with your neutrals. Also check those clearance items because everybody and their brother right now are cleaning out their Christmas fabric from last year. They don't want that inventory in their stock, so they're going to have some deep discounts, especially this month, as they start to get new inventory in. Now for the next tip, I'm going to move over to that way. So the next tip is to buy in bulk. Okay, let me show you. First of all, I have this giant, enormous, let me move my chair, roll of batting. It's a lot. It will last me a long time, I'm sure. It's much cheaper to buy it like this than to buy it in packs. Now I know space is an issue, I know cost is an issue. It's one of those things, however, that you spend a lot up front, but it's cheaper in the long run. And I'm going to give you another tip on this I think it's tip number 4. My paper's way over there. But I think it's tip number 4 on some other ways that you can use this and make it a little bit more cost effective. Okay, I'm going to put this back. The other thing is to buy bolts. Ask your quilt shop owner if you can get them maybe at a discount. Sometimes they'll do that. Also, if you do find a fabric that's on clearance, like this one, I bought the whole bolt. It was something like $3 a yard. I just bought everything they had. Why not, right? $3 a yard, you can't beat it. I also have another one here. This was a quilt shop that was going out of business. And again, it's black, but you can see it's a really nice background and it is not necessarily Christmassy. I actually don't think it is a Christmas fabric, but it could be used as a background in Christmas fabric. Okay, this isn't what it says it is, but I don't know the name of it. Let's see. It is Moda Woodland and Wildflowers. It's not a Christmas print, so that's another tip. Look for non-Christmas prints. All right, we're gonna head back over there. Okay, number 4 is probably my favorite because I think this is a really creative way to save money, and that is shop swap with a friend. So for example, that giant bolt of batting, you could split that with somebody. That is perfectly fine to do. Same thing with bolts of fabric, you can split it. Even pre-cuts, you could do a swap with pre-cuts with a friend, and that might be a way to make things, first of all, fun and also save you some money. And finally, definitely combine shipping costs. So if the shipping is not free, get with a friend, place an order so you meet that minimum for free shipping. These are just different ways that you can save some money as we go through the holiday season and making sure that we are making the most of all the wonderful things that are out there and not spending a fortune and breaking the bank. Again, not that I don't want to shop, because I love to shop. I love new fabric. Right there with you. And finally, the last tip that I have for you is to shop secondhand. There's quite a few shops out there that specialize in crafts and fabrics. One of my favorites is Thrifty Notion, not sponsored or anything like that. Another great shop is Make and Mend. I love that one too. So there's some really great ones out there to check them out. And also check your local thrift stores, because they always, well, around here they have fabric sections. And you can even take some clothing and make it into things, especially if it's cotton or flannels. There's so many resources out there that we can use to save money and make this the best holiday ever. So tomorrow is our first question and answer video. By the time you're seeing this, it's too late to submit questions for this one, but I will have one next Tuesday too, every Tuesday during this series. So make sure you submit questions, anything you may have that you want to know, anything about whether it's a series or not. I'm happy to help. And then later this week, on Wednesday, we will get back to projects, I promise. So we are done kind of with our stuff that we have to do and kind of get that information out there. And then we will be mixing in some projects too towards the end of the week. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take some time to sew, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.